when I joined TCS, okay, now we come from government engineering college. Obviously,
Hmm.
we didn't come from a privileged background, right?
Right.
We had to walk so hard to get into a government engineering college. Hmm.
Hmm.
And teachers, definitely they are going to teach in their own state language, not in
Right.
proper English. I come from
Obviously.
ICC, right? I come from
Hmm.
ICC. I did my ICC in English. Now suddenly I land to a college where the teacher, is speaking Bengali, teaching in Bengali. Now
Wow.
imagine how I studied. If I didn't did polytechnic, if I have to rely on the professor, ban to बच ही चुका था.
समझ गया.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
So I told one of the professor also. I said, "Excuse me, sir, I don't understand Bengali." He said, "You are in West Bengal. You must understand Bengali." I felt like open gave him a good. I told him that you are in India and you need to basically speak in Hindi. I gave him a
Exactly.
rebuttal. I'm very good in giving rebuttals. Okay. I told him in front of everyone in the class. I told him that if you are just considering West Bengal, then you are in India.
Exactly.
Okay. Mm. So what I was trying to say was when I passed my engineering and when I went to TCS, mm, we used to go under induction classes where we used to do a lot of exams and inductions that we go through. Ah,
Right.
and last, what used to happen is there used to be a viva. A teacher used to come and ask a
Mhm.
question. Okay,
Yes.
now our Jalpaiguri students, because we are friends, right? So we sit on a four, five people in a row. Uh, in front of there were another college students, who has doing. They are from Kolkata, some engineering, private engineering college, and I found it very interesting. What we saw is like we have learned, and if the teacher is going to ask a question, a single person will let's say I we are in a group, we have four members. If the
Hmm.
teacher asks us some question, or the person who knows, a single person will going to respond, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, we were ready. We are confident also. We can definitely, crack those all the time. Those bunch of people who are in front of us, a teacher said, "Okay, what did you learn? What is this?" Every five of them start speaking together. Hmm. You know what is the
Right.
advantage there?
What?
They they speak nonsense. The teacher is not going to see five people talking together. How the teacher will understand who said what and whether they are
Right.
saying right or wrong, right? They are already equipped with this technique to crack the
Good
viva.
point.
Okay, now they will speak so beautiful English, maybe in British accent,
Wow.
right? They will like they will be like giving ऊपर ऊपर वाला जो इंग्लिश का प्रोवर्ब्स होता है ना बिक देगा. Yeah. So so
But that
they
works. That actually works.
that has been working. I'm telling you, right?
Yeah, that's
People are
true.
saying we lack soft skill, and we need to have that accent the way you speak so that the other understands.
Right.
Have you seen have you gone to a meeting where people there will be some Indian guys trying to talk in an accent,
I
like
have
to
been
try
through
and convince people?
multiple such meetings I have been through.
Do you talk in an accent?
No, no, no. I just speak very. I mean, I'll tell you. In fact, my in my current team, all my stakeholders are either from Europe, UK, and US. I mean, of course, regional as well. But how many accents can I adopt now? You see, I work with Italians. I work with people from the UK. I work with people from the US. I work from people from France. So basically, they are French. I don't know any of these languages. And obviously, if I try to, yes, I'll be honest. During my earlier days of my career, when I was young and all, it comes out automatically. Maybe it's contagious because the other person is speaking to you in an accent. somehow you try to blend, just to blend in, you will try. But I think gradually, because maybe I have worked with people across so many cultures and so many nationalities, now I know, as long as you are neutral, as long as you are able to articulate your content, and as long as the other person is able to understand, the
Mm.
accent does not matter.
No,
And I'm
it
telling
doesn't
this to you
matter.
by my experience.
Yeah.
Whenever I am talking to our counterparts in Europe and US, and again, I will say this, but I don't really say this a lot, but I have been complimented for my spoken English.
Yeah.
They say that you speak clearly, and we are able to understand, we are comfortable working with you.
Mm.
It's only because I never tried to adopt an accent.
Yeah.
Yes,
No. Yeah. I.
there have been instances in the
Hmm.
past, but I've learned from my mistakes.
So let me tell you. See, I don't. That's why I also don't want to reveal everything about myself. Okay.
Hmm.
I understand the body language of a person.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I understand a person from how he talks, how he walks, how he eats,
Hmm.
how he keeps his hand. Okay. How he gestures. See, I don't know. I don't know how much I learned, but I don't have. I have this curve of learning everything. If you talk about neuroscience, I'll talk about neuroscience. If you talk about history, I can talk about history. If you talk about geography, I can talk about geography. If you want to talk politics, share market. Okay. So,
No, that
uh,
but that actually shows that you are a well-read person. You are curious to know about not just your area, but what is happening around the world. And that is a good trait. Not everybody has it. So please try to maintain that because
uh,
it's an
it
asset,
it
believe me.
no, it has some disadvantage. It will crack your brain. Okay. Sometimes you will not be able to sleep properly. Hmm. what
Uh,
happens is uh, what happens is if I'm reading neuroscience.
hmm,
Hmm. Now I'm talking about neuroplasticity. Okay.
okay.
So uh, question, because you're jumping from, see, I'm walking for in an office, I'm doing marketing cloud, I'm in a
Hmm,
meeting, I'm
hmm,
discussing marketing cloud solution.
hmm,
Hmm. Suddenly I'm teaching someone marketing cloud. Okay. And then after some time, maybe my nephew will call and he'll talks about organic science, organic chemistry. Hmm. I'm discussing with you about history. Huh? So what happens here is unimaginable. I
Everything is
say,
jumbled.
huh? And just imagine all these jumble things comes in your dream. You're not going to sleep. Okay. So coming back to the accent is, what happens is if somebody feels, oh, okay, see this, the if I talk this way, oh, this is fantastic. I have to learn because this is something that is some attraction is getting built. And you said, okay, if I do this, I'm trying to, I'll be trying to attract. But you're not being natural. You're trying to
Right.
fake that out. Okay. And
Right.
if you fake that, okay, either you slowly understand that I have to be natural, what I am, hmm, then you'll be able to basically communicate properly. But if you have imposed that in your brain that I have to be fake, okay, everybody around will say that you are fake because your accent is fake.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Right.
though you might listen, you like loving listening to your own voice, hmm, and you may say, wow, मैंने क्या बोल दिया. But if you have to listen from the other side of the people, they'll say he was totally fake. No matter you are technically
Yeah.
good or wrong, they will say,
Correct.
whether he's saying correctly also, okay, he will be taken it negatively, and the person doesn't know. Hmm.
In fact, I feel that if you're focused too much on the accent,
Hmm.
you are losing sight of what you are speaking.
Hmm.
That content element, the quality of the content just goes away. I'll tell you, I'll give you an example. I will not name the person and I cannot name the company also. But this was one of the companies where I worked. And there was a very senior person in that
Hmm.
organization, very senior guy. And he was a Punjabi. He I mean, he is a Punjabi like me.
Hmm.
So he obviously had a very neutral, very desi style of English,
Mm,
very Indianized English. So the
mm,
first time when I met him, I was thinking, ki, yeah, if how is this guy at such a senior level? How does he talk to clients,
mm,
and even the clients are understanding him or not? I had my doubts.
mm,
So in one of the sessions, so I had the opportunity to attend one of the client sessions with him. He was talking proper neutral Indian English,
mm,
but the clients were paying him full attention.
mm,
Not just they were attentive to what he was saying, they
mm,
understood everything, they were questioning, and they were getting the answers that they wanted. And why?
mm,
Because of the quality of the content that this
mm,
gentleman was speaking. He was
mm,
not bothered about accent. He
mm,
did not care he's talking to a French or a Brit or an American guy. His
mm,
quality of the content was top notch.
mm,
That to me was an eye opener for me, because prior
obviously.
to that, yes, I admit I also used to focus a bit
Mm,
on the action, but when I saw this guy, I was amazed. I was like,
mm,
wow, yeah, I have been living a lie all along, that it's not, you know it's not how you're speaking it, it's what you're speaking it, and you have to be and I mean the other person needs to be comfortable with you.
see,
It's not about whether you how what slang are you using and all.
mm,
The accent is not important.
see, Anup, uh, those people who the so-called people, okay, this so-called influencer, they call them or what they call, hmm, they think they are smart, okay, but they don't know that how the other people are.
Yeah.
Hmm. Uh, Me, yeah, I love keeping myself low profile. But sometimes what happens is based on this trend, right? If you don't open up and say yourself, people is saying that कौन है भाई ये क्या बोल रहा है? But sometimes that I have to prove myself saying that guys, be careful if Shashi is speaking. Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Uh, if you talk about AutoCAD, come. I'll have an open challenge to discuss in AutoCAD. Okay. If you want to
Mhm.
talk with history, come. And yeah, if somebody asks me, I'll say, come to my Facebook and see what articles do I write. Hmm. And see
Mhm.
whether CNN or Republic or Times Now asks me for the consent to publish in their newspaper. Right. Then come and challenge. Then I'll say. Right. So I don't want to see. Obviously, वो I बार बार वैलिडेशन देना कभी कभी जरूरत पड़ जाता है
नहीं नहीं, I
हाँ
get that. I get that.
सो बट ऑब्वियसली सी वो learn those people who try to fake you know uh, and they know, okay, basically they know if somebody is showing something, how the attraction happens.
Right.
Hmm. Right. So
Correct.
I'm also learning sometimes say, okay, I'll tell you the basic fact. Okay, when I came to the social media, I'm doing all these things. Hmm. I uh, working in an IT industry for 12 years. Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm natural. I'm
Hmm.
leading a very big team. Okay, I'm
Hmm.
I'm grooming 40, 50 people all together. I'm
Hmm.
going to all the stakeholders, discussing with different architects and all. Okay, where all my management are appreciating what I'm doing.
Hmm.
Hmm. And I'm a natural. I don't have an accent. And you go and see all my uh, conversation till now.
Yes, I've
So,
seen that.
will you not be connected what I'm discussing? Am I going in an
Obvious.
accent or doing it, or am I being natural? Right. So,
Hmm.
uh, there will be few people. Okay, there will be few people who are always, वो लोग का नाम क्या लेना और वो लोग क्या, because of them only. Then I said like, now I have to shout. Now I have to
Hmm.
shout and tell them, see, Sasi is not a normal person. Okay, I'll let you know कि I'm झूठ नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि आओ मेरे साथ मोदी के बारे में डिस्कस करो या क्या करो. हाँ, come to about marketing cloud.
Hmm.
I'll show you what I know. Right? Come and discuss about JavaScript. I'll tell you. Okay, so that inner that person जो साधारण बैठा है ना शेर को, अब तुमने शेर को जो सो रहा था उसको जगा दिया, तो दहाड़ेगा तो
सही बात।
दहाड़ेगा ही.
सही बात।
So that
गुड।
that what happened, but uska like you when you are inside you are a good that I feel I am a good person. Okay, I feel because I come from that family where I have been taught that if a lady is coming and I'm near the door, I have to open the door.
Yeah.
Hmm. If I come from that society where if a lady is standing in a bus, I have to basically stand up and give
Offer
the
your
seat to
seat.
that lady.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like equality, inequality, yeah, you know, all those nonsense that happens. Right? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll tell you, when I was very new here, okay, and I'm going in a bus, I saw a lady standing. I said, "Please sit down." She said, "No, no, no, no." I was like surprised. Okay, but that is, I come from India, and that happens naturally.
Yes, yes, true.
Right? We are trained that way.
Correct.
Hmm. कहाँ से कहाँ चला गया? See, this happens with me in a discussion where this is the
कोई बात
natural
नहीं।
discussion that I try. Okay, so I know I'm taking you a lot of time and might
Don't
be
worry।
very late for you.
No, no, it's okay।
Oh, okay. So see, that's why I'm see. Let me go back. Let me go back. We should not go here. Go back. So see, your transition in different companies. It is not easy. Hmm.
Mhm.
And especially a person who is coming from a different background. Again, I have to highlight this. What kya karu? I have to say, कि a person who is from a different background from commerce. Okay, he has experienced HCL, Deloitte, right? Accenture. Now, this might be a lot of people's dream. They want to go there. Huh. How you able to crack all these interviews? What all things that you focused on that? Okay, now I'm switching to this company. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, that question background test, तो they jump के करते हैं IT industries, right? So,
Right.
how was your experience with all those interviews, and how you were able to basically convince the HR as well as the interviewers?
Um, I think as far as the first few companies are concerned, which is so the first one, Thicos, I already told you it was, how I got through. Um, the following companies, which is basically Satyam and HCL, I think, um, like I said, the my timing of getting into the Salesforce ecosystem was very interesting because that's when things were getting started. When I moved from Thicos to Satyam, Satyam was trying to get started with their Salesforce practice. They were getting inquiries. They were getting, and Satyam, it had a huge Microsoft practice back then. But obviously, they did not have a Salesforce practice. I mean, they knew a few people. They were cross training people, but they didn't have anybody who could come in and lead it from the front, talk to the client, understand the lingo, and speak the lingo.
Mm,
So I think for the initial few opportunities that I cracked, which is these two companies, it was my experience that
mm,
counted. With
mm,
Thicos, because like I said, it was a small company, it was a boutique firm. I did a lot of projects. I did so
mm,
many projects there that I don't even have count
mm,
because they were all small to medium sized projects, and at one point you could be doing like three or four projects at the same.
mm,
That exposure was so crucial that time that companies sort of did not focus on my educational background. What they
mm,
focused was on my experience and knowledge on the product.
mm,
That gained me entry into these companies.
mm,
So that helped me a lot in getting my first breakthrough with Satyam,
mm,
and that was the first breakthrough that I got. That there were a lot of firsts for me.
mm,
First of all, that was the first time I left Delhi.
mm,
I moved to Hyderabad. That was the first time when I got an overseas project, which was in Geneva.
mm,
That was the first time that I started leading a team.
mm,
And that was the first time when I was actually working as an architect.
yeah,
And that was and I'll tell you, when I was with this company, when I was with Satya, when I went to Geneva for this project,
yeah, yeah,
the company that I was doing project for, this
yeah,
is a company that is like more than 200 years old.
yeah,
The people that are working in this company are like seasoned professionals who have been with them for like 30, 40 years,
yeah,
and they are
yeah,
using on-premise systems. And this was in Europe, and then there is an IT sitting in the
yeah,
US who wants them to transition to Salesforce because that's the global uh,
yeah,
platform of choice for them moving forward.
yeah,
So imagine, and it's not easy when you're talking to a person who's been doing that business for 40 years, and you're
yeah,
trying to convince them that, boss, there is a better way
yeah,
to do.
yeah, yeah,
So it's but I guess because I was one of the early adopters from the product by joining a
yeah,
company like Thicos, I think that gave me the edge.
yeah,
The same thing worked for me with HCL.
yeah,
When I joined HCL, I was fortunate to lead some of their big service cloud
yeah,
projects, all US
yeah,
based, and I led them as an architect, as a project manager. I remember when we got our second big project, which
yeah,
was for a client in the US. My practice head came and he said to me that, I want you to lead this project as a project manager.
yeah,
So I told him, ki, sir, if you want this project to succeed, then don't put me as a PM because
yeah,
I know I'm not a good PM. I said, you put me as an architect there, and I'll
yeah,
make sure that I will make the project a success.
yeah,
So he believed in me and he gave
yeah,
me I said, I'm happy to report under any other PM. I'm fine
yeah,
because my core expertise is not project management. My core
yeah,
expertise is understanding the business, translating that into an architecture, and then working with my team to
yeah,
translate that high level architecture into a detailed architecture and then delivering it.
yeah,
And when I work with my teams, I have this habit to involve them in everything.
yeah,
What I did was I reorganized the entire team. Um, I made different streams. So we had, based on functional areas, based on integration, data migration, so on and so forth. I structured the entire team, and I nominated some of the good developers from those areas as leads for
yeah,
those areas. And I told them, boss,
yeah,
you lead them. I'll sit there in the meeting with you. I'll help you drive it, but I need you to front end it.
yeah,
This not only helps me get the confidence of those guys, but it also helps me to give them an opportunity to grow,
yeah,
which I feel is very important. And till date, I follow that practice.
yeah,
I would want my team members to listen to the requirements directly from the client. I don't want them to listen to my translation.
yeah.
So I think those are some of the facets that I usually talk about in my interviews. I purely talk about my experience, what I've done,
Obviously. Mm.
what I'm good at, and what is the approach that I typically have followed in the past.
Uh,
That has gotten me, that has helped me crack those opportunities, by the way.
See, what you said, that is a, is a in-depth conversation. That what you said. Okay. Mm, though it sounds very sweet and kind, but following those trends, what you said, okay, not everybody can follow it. Mm,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that is the right or the wrong thing to do. I'm not saying people should follow that.
That is the
I'm
right way
saying
to
that
do.
is what I followed and that worked for me.
No, no, that is the right way to do. See, I for if now if I want to go to Simon Sinek and start talking about leadership, okay, what you said is
Hmm.
all about leadership, nothing else. So
Hmm.
plain and simple, that is about leadership. Hmm.
Right.
So I don't know to go there. Okay, but
Hmm.
what thing that is crossing my mind was, see, it somebody saying, then यहाँ पे hit हो जाता है. So what I say, do you have a kid?
I have a kid. I have a 10-year-old boy.
So oh, if do you share this story with your son, like what you did, how you manage, and all?
No, sometimes, but He always complains that I explain too much.
What do you try to explain to him?
No, no, I mean, see, I don't explain to him what I do on a day-to-day basis, or how
Mm,
I used to run projects. Basically, if I see him doing something a certain way, or I think he can do it better, that's when
mm.
I will try to relate it back to, if I were you, this is how I would do it. That
Or
is
who you say no, or who you say that. See, what is the name of your son?
Vivan.
Vivan. So
Mm,
it says, see, Vivan. When I was a kid like you, okay,
mm,
I used to do this, and I didn't have this like you
mm.
have with you.
Yeah.
I I had some different set, like we used to work hard and all, and
Mm.
then after this, I'm here, what I am today. Uh, do that narratives goes on to the kids by the parents?
Uh, Sometimes, yes, but I think, and this again, this is my experience. I think today, because there's so much access to information to these
Mm,
kids, that
mm.
somewhere I think our experience takes a backseat.
No, never.
No, I mean, again, like I said, this varies from kid to kid. This varies from person to person. Do you have kids?
No, I'm single.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
So, so I think you will probably understand it when your time comes.
Mhm.
Because what we have observed with the kids today, at least what my observation is, that
Mhm.
they will always challenge you. They will
Huh.
always have an answer.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that that challenging is good all the time.
Mhm.
Sometimes that challenging is good, definitely, but unfortunately not all the time. And it is
Ah,
only because they have a lot of information around them, and and they are not at that stage where they can filter out the good aspect of that information
uh,
from and separate it from the bad.
no. Yeah. See, yeah. Obviously, I don't have a kid, but I have two name. One from my brother's side, one from my sister's side. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, and I observe them very closely. Hmm.
Hmm.
And because they are, because see, from the very small age, they have the access to all this information, okay,
Hmm.
all this net and everything. And because that curiosity of the child, okay, like once they start getting, they are filled with always with questions. They will be always with
Right.
questions. Papa
Right.
ye kaise hota, chachu ye kaise, that is always there in their mind. And when they
Right.
get their answer, they will be try to start doing that thing. Like,
Right.
let's say my brother's son, he is very curious about drawing. Hmm.
Hmm.
So if I give him a solution saying, see this is how this person is doing, then he will watch it carefully and then he starts painting it very well.
Right.
Uh,
Yes.
so is the access to the information that what they are doing, but sometimes, okay, sometimes is I open for the curiosity what they have, let them
Hmm.
have it, and I'll try to help them with all the questions they have.
Oh yeah, of course,
Hmm.
of course. I do
So
that. I do that.
like if they say like mama, like if I take them to a planetarium or say,
Hmm.
there was why this is happening, why, and other people will like, "Shh, everybody's watching," and no, I damn care
Hmm.
about others, I'll care about my nephew. I go explaining each and everything what is actually happening, gravity and all what so I give that leverage to them to let them understand there. Hmm.
Good. Good.
And but I'll also always try to keep them rooted.
True. True. That. I think that's good, and that's important to be done.
Because why our parents used to say how much they struggled, how much they
Hmm.
used to struggle for their life. If they didn't have taught us, okay, we shouldn't have walked that hard to at least wherever we are today to be there,
Right.
because our parents had taught us that they had worked hard, they had struggled. So we knew that after struggle only they achieve success. Then that inculcates in our brain and in our body, and then what we try to do, because we look up. No matter, I don't know about others, but I always look at my parents. Right, like
Hmm.
they are the first person who inspires, who
Hmm.
motivates. And if they're saying anything, we don't contradict. No, you lied. No, if they lied also, that becomes a true when you're a kid,
Hmm.
right? So
Right.
oh,